The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, a parade that I grew up with watching, absolutely loved, thought it was the greatest of the greats, right alongside the Tournament of Roses. But today we're not talking about balloons and floats. We're talking about what it's turned into, what it was always aimed at, and what it's doing to people now. Because this thing started in 1924 as a straight-up advertisement, which is what parades are. But it's also about coming together as one, correct? That's not up for debate. It was created to drive traffic to Macy's department store in New York City and launch the Christmas shopping season. It had employees in costumes, live animals from the zoo, floats, and Santa at the end like a giant period on a sales pitch. But from the start, this parade wasn't made for everyone. It was made for one specific image, one culture, one nationality. That's who it catered to, and that's who it represented, and that's who it marketed to. Everyone else, ignored, left out, unseen. And for decades, that's the way it was. But then things changed. From the 1970s through the 80s, 90s, and even into the early 2000s, we had something different, and thank God I lived to see that time. For the first time, the parade actually started to feel like it was for everyone. All cultures, all nationalities, all kinds of people. It wasn't perfect, but it was blended. It was real. Performers weren't boxed off by labels. Music flowed naturally. Nobody had to be announced like a category. Everyone was just part of it. And for 30, maybe 40 years, they did get it right. But now, that's gone. They have flipped it. And instead of fixing the exclusion, they just reversed it. Now the parade is aimed at one specific group or one gender or one identity, and everything else is pushed to the side. It's not a celebration of all cultures. It's selective. It's forced, and it's obvious. You can feel that the heart of it is gone. The unity we once had, thrown out for marketing strategy. And people notice. Even if they don't say it, they know. It doesn't feel like it used to, and let's just say it plain. It kind of comes off sounding prejudicial, not from the people watching it, but from the way it's being packaged and pushed. It's like they're trying so hard to prove that they are bringing everyone together, but all they're really doing is separating us in plain sight. One group per float, one culture per song, one message per segment. That's not unity. That's division pretending to be progress. Why can't we just be seen as individuals? Why can't we be brought together as wholesome people, not broken down into parts? Why does everything have to be about which group you belong to instead of who you are? That's what people are feeling right now. Not hate, not bias, just frustration. It's exhausting to be told we're all one, while every single public event, parade, and performance says the exact opposite. We want honesty. We want balance. We want the feeling we had from the 70s through the early 2000s, when cultures blended and people shared the spotlight without needing to be defined by it. It may have not been quite perfect, but it was real. It was whole. And now it's gone. You want unity? Then stop trying to prove a point. Stop dividing us to market to us, and start seeing us the way we were meant to be seen. Not as groups, not as checkboxes, just human beings, period. And it's not just the Macy's parade. All big events are the same way now. Award shows, halftime shows, parades, national broadcasts. They all claim they're about unity, but everything they show us is separation. One group highlighted, another group sidelined. One culture pushed forward, the rest on standby. Everything's been turned into a performance to prove they're doing the right thing, but it doesn't feel right. It feels manufactured, it feels fake, and it's not bringing people together. It's dividing us even more. Why can't we just go back to being seen as people, not races, not categories, not demographics, just individuals? Whole, complete human beings. That's how it used to feel from the 70s through the early 2000s. We had a moment where things weren't perfect, but they were better. People shared space without being labeled. Cultures overlapped naturally. It wasn't a spectacle. It was a celebration. Now it's all been twisted into marketing and strategy, and even optics. And it shows. We're not asking for exclusion. We're asking for balance, for real unity. Not stage-managed segregation that gets sold as diversity. Because right now, we're being divided and branded, not embraced. Now it's being erased. You could feel the fakeness dripping from every performance. You could see the forced narrative. It doesn't feel human anymore. Like I said, it feels marketed. It feels manipulated. It feels like we're being force-fed cultural agendas instead of being included in something natural. We're being sold the idea that separation is unity, and that's the biggest lie of all. We want to be one. We want to be people. We want the nonsense to stop, because every time they try to prove, now accepting that they prove the opposite. They show they're still looking at us as groups, specific races, nationalities, genders, anything except people. And that's the whole problem. You can't fix exclusion by flipping it. You don't create unity by separating everyone into categories. You create it by letting people stand next to each other and just be human. No labels, no angles, no marketing strategy. Just truth. Just people. And if we don't start calling it out, we're going to lose every space that used to belong to all of us.